This is a Mark I TT225, and today it's getting a downpipe. The car currently has a 3-inch catback by Excess Power, new speed intake, and a custom tune by Motiza. I'm using a 3-inch CTS turbo downpipe with a high flow cap. There are a lot of claimed gains with the downpipe, but I want to verify them in real-world conditions. I intend to measure the performance gain by showing the road dyno before and after the installation, along with some general driving noises and impressions. Since most people only care about the exhaust note, I'll start with that. Not only does the car sound notably less restricted, but there is also less cabin drone and more spool noise. The downpipe absolutely helps in the sound department, but does it actually help with performance? To check this, my tuners over at Motiza supplied me with their road dyno software. While this won't be nearly as accurate as a traditional dyno, it is a great way to show the difference in performance before and after the modification. The software is independent of the ECU and uses a change in kinetic energy along with the specific measurements of the car to estimate wheel horsepower and plot it against time. The car is tuned to peak around 20 psi, and these are all third gear pulls. Here are the results. Ready? From 2. These results aren't half bad considering this is a 20-year-old car, and this is measuring in wheel horsepower. 212 wheel horsepower is near what the car claims to make at the crank, stock. In order to translate this to crank horsepower, the tool suggests using a 20% increase to accommodate for drivetrain loss. However, from the general consensus of this car's Haldex system, it seems to be a smaller 18% increase. Using these numbers, we can see the peak crank horsepower results in about 259 and 288 foot-pounds of torque at the crank. This is about 40 more horsepower than stock, which is great. What we can expect to see from the downpipe, based on the substantial decrease in back pressure, is that the turbo will spool more aggressively and the entire power curve should be raised. Go. Just as physics taught us to expect, the decrease in back pressure allowed the turbo to spool more aggressively, which is why the torque curve is convex rather than concave as it is increasing. The downpipe landed the car at around 221 wheel horsepower, which is around 10 horsepower more than without the downpipe. Another factor to consider is that this second pull with the downpipe was done in weather that was 15 degrees warmer than the pull without the downpipe. This drops the performance slightly. All that basically means is that you can expect the true numbers for this car to be a little bit better than what we just measured. That being said, using the same calculation as before, we can calculate the crank horsepower, which results at around 270 horsepower and 306 foot-pounds of torque to the crank. Accompanying this is a power band which doesn't die off nearly as fast as without the downpipe. Not only does the downpipe increase the health of your turbo, but it makes the car a ton more fun to drive. You hear the turbo more and the car spools a lot more naturally. There's less hesitation in the power band and the car just wants to go fast. Plus, the car not feeling like a loaded pipe bomb going into boost is always a plus. I would consider the downpipe a must-have upgrade for your 1.8T. I'll let the car speak for itself. It sounds great. It gets into dangerous numbers very quick. god, he's letting me over. No, he's turning.